So, I'm wondering now how many people are going to watch this whole thing. I don't know. Part of the nice thing about recording it, rather than talking to someone in person, is they'll watch as much as they like. If you got nothing to say, and you keep blabbing on about nothing, then just stop talking. They'll just pause the video, and thus you will stop talking. And you don't even have to be offended by it, because, hey, you'll never know how much of the video they watched. So that's all okay. I don't know if I'll ever be able to express everything about myself. I mean, there's like an infinite number of things to express, right? So even if you take, like, 1/5 of it, a 1/5 of infinity is still quite a lot, isn't it? Still infinity. So I could go on and give more examples about how stressed I felt. But how much more do I need to say right now? How much more can I say? I could go on forever on just that topic. I'm just the obstacle in the way. Let's talk about the little journey. Let's talk about me and my ability to stand in front of this camera and just talk. That comes from the whole thinking thing, the creativity thing. Ever since I was very little, I don't know, 5 or whatever, and ever since ever, I've been creative and animated and stuff. And I think a lot of people wouldn't particularly know that about me, because you see me sitting, maybe writing something on my computer. I'm talking to somebody, I don't necessarily get all animated unless they're really engaged in what I in particular am saying. I don't want to trample on other people's right to talk or anything. That's the great thing about videos. You can't possibly interrupt anybody. So a lot of people might think, I'm just kind of just quiet. That's all, or whatever. I'm not shy, quiet. But anyway, I can be animated, and I can act out all sorts of things. I used to do things, back when I was 5 or whatever. I'd be like, that's what it would sound like. And Mom down the hall would just be like, what are you doing? Like, I'm coordinating a lightsaber battle. I don't think I knew the word coordinating when I was 5, but still, whatever I was doing, at whatever age, because it wasn't just when I was 5 or anything. It's went on for years. In fact, the older I get, the more of these noises I know how to make anyway. Whatever. Despite an exact age. I'm like, Jimmy, what is what are you doing? And I just had this idea and I was just acting it out, and yeah, I'd be like, oh, you're kind of scaring me there. Okay. Got ideas. All in my own little head. It'd be interesting to have someday a real collaborator. And quite possibly I've already met this person and haven't really realized, hey, this person could be my collaborator. Not necessarily I'm completely alone, if I make those 10-minute movies, however, I have people I'm working with, but I was like the auteur of those 10-minute movies. I was the director, producer, writer, cameraman, main actor, doing all that stuff. So it'd be interesting to see if I could find somebody that would just work on my same level, and I could just tell them, everything, and it would work. At the moment, I'm kind of doing it on my own. Just recently, a year or two ago, I was in the car, and Dad was driving or something, and Mom was next to me, and I was doing like this. Mom was like, "You okay?" I'm like, "Oh, yeah." Like, you look like you're having a tick or something. It was a thing in my head that eventually is going to be really cool, and someday I'll show it to you on a screen, and I'll explain to you. She's like, "You're sure you're okay?" I'm like, "Yeah, watch." I just stared forward to show her that I wasn't suffering from any tics. And someday, when I make that story in question and have it on a screen, because it had involved a movie, yes, then I'll show my mom. I'll say, yes, that's what I was thinking of all those years ago. I got ideas. I got all sorts of things. I do it very ad hoc. People want to know how creativity works. Well, it's different for every person. Tell you something. There's a book called The Artist's Way, right? And we had this for a thing, and at first I was like, come on, what book could teach creativity, right? And the thing is, it doesn't try to teach specific things like, you know, here's how to make a character, here's how to develop a plot line, here's how to, because it's supposed to be for all art. If you're a sculptor, if you're a writer, if you're a painter, if you're a musician, you know, anything. And what it's really all about in this book, The Artist's Way, is getting through emotional entanglements, you know. Basically healing your own soul for the purpose of creativity and through creativity. You know, because if you do it right, that's what it is. There are some artists, you know, who just have like this talent, you know, and they make it like it's like a job or something. And some people, okay, I'm just gonna write a book. No. A year later, he finishes the book, and he goes and he publishes it, and oh yes, I made another book, then I'll make another book. You know. Some people really like to go above and beyond. Do what they really love. Where their life's work doesn't really feel like work. It feels like play. That's the thing I want to live by. I want my life to be like play. Productive play. I want to avoid all that stress I just spent a good hour talking about. I want to do things right. It's interesting. It's interesting. So how creativity works? Well, first off, everything starts in the soul. You gotta overcome fear. Gotta overcome sadness or guilt, or fear is a big thing. Anger, whatever. Deal with that. Not that you have to overcome everything before you start, but you know, these are things you have to work with. You have to try and do something to do the right thing about it.